How do you feel about your leadership role so far? D'Amico was just talking about how, hey, for some guys it's natural and they're able to fit in and pay it forward and teach guys and really be that person that people can look to.
Yeah, I mean, I think all my life I kind of had to be pushed into leadership at an early age, growing up, struggling, raising my little brothers in college and stuff like that. But I also think that it's more with your actions and showing up every day. For me, I'm gonna talk to people because that's just how it's always been. Me going through things myself, you just realize that everybody's going through something. So a lot of times I'm talking to the guys and they ain't got nothing to do with football. So I think it just happens organically. You never just come into a situation and just think that, oh, I'm gonna be the leader. It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. And obviously, it's been received pretty well from everybody. So I think I've learned a lot over my years of life, not just in the league, but you learn from everybody regardless of who it is. So I think just soaking in all that knowledge over the years and now being able to pay it forward and give it back to everybody else.
Yeah, you've been through things, different things. We were at that barber shop and like you were telling us, what those gentlemen were going through, they were in the midst of, you could relate to your family. How many folks was it in the hotel? It was one room?
Yeah, it was just one motel room, and it was me, my 7 siblings, and I think it was 2 or 3 of my nieces and nephews at the time. I can't remember, and my mom. So,
are you the oldest?
No, I'm the 5th of the 8.
5th of the 8, okay. Tell me, that time, obviously, it's what you're used to because it's what's happening, but how did you cope? How did you deal with it? And were you still a happy kid because you all are together in it, that kind of thing?
I think I went through phases. Of being very happy-go-lucky. I think in middle school, high school, early on in high school before I started playing football, I got real bitter and angry. And that's why I just felt like I was the only one I knew going through everything I was going through. Once I got to college, I think you just meet so many different people and experiences, and then you get to the league and the same thing. So somebody who was a best friend of mine, Drake Greenlaw, that whole linebacker core, but him specifically, we were roommates in training camp, OTAs, and I remember we would tell each other stories, and that was one of the first times where I met somebody that I was looking at, I was like, dang, I would not want to go through that. So just opened up my whole horizon, and me and him got really close, but I think just going through all those things that I went through, and over the years, just learning other people, you realize what I'm going through isn't normal, but what I'm going through, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people in the world that deal with all type of issues. So just having gratitude for what I do have, and not looking at what I don't.
Perspective, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And when you think about it today, you're under it's so public now, but very expensive off-the-ball linebacker deal. What's the gratitude like, and the thinking hey, there's a lot I can do with that.
Yeah.
It's because it's generational wealth.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like I said, it's so crazy because you balance this contentment, versus still trying to pursue more. Because you can't just get satisfied in this league, as you know. Yeah. Every single year, there's somebody different that comes out the woodworks that becomes that guy. And you see the consistent players in the league are the ones who just show up day in and day out, and that's what I want to be. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. So I'm grateful for what I have, and I know it can change a lot of people's lives. But I got that through the work and the consistency of just putting in every single day. So that's why I try to keep going.
What was it like when you met some of those gentlemen that Frank was giving the haircuts, and they got more than a haircut? They got some encouragement and teeth whitening and a lot of great stuff that day.
Yeah, it was pretty dope because it was just, like I said, just brought you kind of back to a lot of things that I experienced and what I went through. So now my life is completely different. But I think just having humility and just remembering where you came from, it just can help you navigate through the day in and day out of what I'm in right now, because people think you got money now, everything's done, and that's what I thought too until I got here, and then you realize you got different problems. But you're still grateful because they're different problems, so I think it just helps give me a better perspective and remember what I went through.
A couple football ones for you. When you think about the kind of team this could be, people are excited about it. How do you see this team, and the vibe you're feeling around here? You've been a part of some great football teams. What do you think this team could be?
Yeah, I think the sky's the limit, but me and the other 31 teams think the same thing about their team. So I think it's just realizing what starts to separate each team is not saying expectations of what everybody thinks you're going to be. I was a part of the team my rookie year. The year before in San Francisco, they were in the Senior Bowl. The next year, we ended up in the Super Bowl, and I don't think anybody probably thought that. So you can never get too caught up in what people think and what people assume, because my whole life has been beating people's odds and what people projected onto me. So I try to just focus on all the guys in here and just tell everybody to just stay locked in on working every single day, and then you get the opportunity to one day hopefully compete for a championship later on down the road in February. But you got to go right now, day 2 of training camp, and go through the whole process to get to that.
And last one for you, the front seven looks like a bunch of dudes. There's some like Daniil standing with you, a lot of guys like that, and Will Anderson, some real ball players.
100%, and that's something that you just see so much similarity from where I was in San Francisco. Like, I've been blessed to be around a lot of great fronts, even in Tennessee as well. Guys like Jeffrey Simmons, Danico is here with me right now, Arden Key. So I've been blessed with that to, have guys that can get to the quarterback and makes, the back seven, our job a lot easier.
And reunited with D'Amico.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, obviously he's somebody who has helped me and groomed me, Dre, Fred, all of us throughout my whole career up until the time I left to Tennessee. And, a lot of the stuff and the way that I carry myself, a lot of it was learned through him. So I'm definitely grateful.